Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of 6 Things I Love About My RV. Today we're meeting up with my friend John and we are going to check out his Brinkley Model Z fifth wheel. It is a gorgeous rig. It is our first Brinkley on the show and I can't wait to learn more about what he loves about it. So let's go say hello to John and dive into the tour.
Hey everyone, I'm Jeremy. I'm the author of the best-selling Where Should We Camp Next series of guidebooks. This summer, I'm hitting the open road with my camera guy Shawn and meeting some really cool people and talking about why they love their RVs. This is season 4 of 6 Things I Love About My RV, brought to you by Go RVing.
Hello John and welcome to 6 Things I Love About My RV. Thank you so much for doing this. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a little kind of a non-sunny day, but it's pretty nice,
looks
actually.
good on camera though.
It does.
Let's dive into your Brinkley Model Z fifth wheel and the 6 things that you love about it. And the first thing that you love about it is that it is a fifth wheel. So what do you mean by that? What aspects of the fifth wheel do you really love?
Okay, so a little bit about me. So we have a farm, and so I'm used to driving cattle trailers, flatbed, gooseneck trailers. And so to me, a fifth wheel just seems more natural.
You're used to towing.
I'm used to towing. I'm used to towing a lot more than this Brinkley weighs. I think the Brinkley is, 15,000 pounds. I'm used to pulling 25 or 26,000 pounds. So this isn't really much.
And you had a truck already, you already had the necessary truck.
Right. Yeah, luckily, about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, we were looking for an RV, and I just 6 months before bought a new truck to feel safer when I was pulling heavy loads. So I had a truck, and so one of the reasons we went to a fifth wheel also is we're looking at we looked at Class A, Class C's, and it was like, I already have a truck. So, to me, it's like you have to have the truck. If you have a truck, that's 50% of the cost of a non-towable RV.
That is such a great point. So if you already have a pickup truck, if you already have a decent SUV, you might lean in the towable direction. If you're just starting from scratch, you might look at the motorhome, definitely.
Right. The other thing I'll say is the ability with the fifth wheel is we can drop it and we can drive away. So like we go to a lot of national parks, state parks, and we stay there for a couple days, and we want to be able to drive, whether you drive to a store or like we're out in the Dakotas and you want to drive through these really nice roads through the mountains.
So you can drop it, take the truck, go where you want to go. All right, let's head inside of this beautiful Brinkley Model Z fifth wheel for the second thing that John loves about his RV. All right, John, we are inside this gorgeous Brinkley Model Z, and the second thing that you love is this open floor plan and this light colored decor. So tell us what attracts you to this area of the RV and this gorgeous space.
So we live in a White House. We live in a White House with art on the walls. And so to me, we really like the colors. When we walked in the first time, admittedly, we actually weren't looking for a Brinkley. We're looking for a fifth wheel. We're actually looking at other types we're actually looking at towables at the time. And we walked in, it was just like, wow, that's so much nicer to us, just because we like the colors. They appeal to us a lot more.
Love at first sight. I mean, you sort of
literally
walked in.
I mean, now I will say, like, I've never had an island in any of my kitchens. And I was like, I was a little dubious about the island, but we love the island. I mean, because it gives us a lot more space to cook at. And I mean, we don't do that much cooking. I mean, we do a lot of cooking outside the grill, but it just gives a lot more place to put things. Basically you can grab food, put food on, but just overall, the layout works really well for 2 of us, even sometimes 3 of us when my son's with us. It works really well, but we really like the colors. And just, we walked in, literally, we looked at all the windows and we're like, wow.
It's a very timeless decor. I really love it. And I'm just seeing great space for food prep, but also wonderful space to sit and relax and read a book. I love the fireplace here. I love that you have the pop-up TV. Just a really wonderful space to spend time. And you're going on this epic road trip this summer. You'll be so comfortable in here.
Yeah, and speaking of the fireplace, one of the things I'll mention is when we started, so we were first-time RVers. And I hadn't really realized that, the fireplace runs on electric, and the furnace runs on propane. So for most places we stay at, the electric's free because we're only there for a couple days, and that's built in. And so it's like, you just start
save
using
some money. You don't have to use the furnace.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
not?
It's not something that you would think about at first glance, but it's like, propane. We carry 2 30-pound tanks. they run out at some
It adds
point.
up.
And when they run out, you got to go fill them up. And if you're in the middle of nowhere, you got to find a place to fill them up.
Great point. And it's so cozy back here. All right, let's move on to the third thing that John loves about his Brinkley fifth wheel.
So we really like shoe storage. So it turns out, so one of the problems with an RV is, especially when you're on the road, you have a lot of shoes. I mean, my wife has a lot of, we have indoor shoes, we have outdoor shoes, we have hiking shoes, and it's pretty convenient to have it right by the door. So basically, we walk right in. We actually can put shoes right underneath these two steps right here. And, you know, for us, it works really well. I will say somebody did a really cool mod. Since we have cats, I pay attention to this. They actually cut a little door into the garage underneath to put the litter box in, that if we ever take our cats on the road, I will modify RV and I'll move the shoes out of the way so my cats can go to do their thing underneath.
But, RVers can be very quirky and creative with their mods, but this is so useful. It's so important to get the shoes out of the way so you're not tripping over them. And I love that there's now a lot of creative types of shoe storage in a lot of modern RVs. All right, John, for the fourth thing that you love about your RV, you kind of had to make a decision. You had two options. So tell us what choice you made and what the fourth thing is that you love about your RV.
Okay, so by default, the RV comes with a king-size bed. We use a queen-size bed at home, and so we selected a queen-size bed here. The main thing for us is both the bed size, but also you gain another 6 or 8 inches on each side. So for us, it's a lot easier getting out of bed, and we're getting a little older, and we want the room to get in and out of bed. It also comes with these two really nice tables on the sides, which allows us to put stuff into them, but also put books or, a CPAP machine or something, drink of water right next to us, and it's right there.
So the choice is you can go with more bed and more comfort that way, or you can have more walkable space on the side and a little bit of storage. Tough decision, but I also agree with you. I think you made the right decision there. All right, John, the fifth thing that you love about your RV has to do with this workstation here. So tell us why you love it, how it works, and how you're going to use it.
So we're about to go on a month-long trip. And I actually need to work sometimes. Not all the time, but at least sometimes. So Brinkley has this really nice sort of pull-out top of the dresser here. So I use it to actually do work. So as you can tell, I have a laptop and a monitor. The monitor actually will put away when I don't need it. But everything puts away properly underneath, but allows me to actually work. If my wife is still in bed or something, then I sometimes will just go down and use the dining table. But this gives me a whole space that I can use and just push it away at night.
And it's so neat and tidy because like all the wires drop down here in the storage area. So that's fantastic. John, I don't want you to work too much on your great trip out west to Colorado and Utah this summer, right? Just a little bit of work.
Just a little bit. We'll
Not
see.
too much. All right, John, the sixth thing that you love about your RV is my favorite thing about your RV, and it's the gorgeous seating here. So tell us how each of these areas gets used.
So the dining table, I'm sort of traditional. I love a dining table, and I actually sort of required a dining table in whatever RV we're going to have. It has room for 4, and we either use it to eat at or play puzzles at. Then my wife and my son, they love to kick back in these nice chairs, sort of reclining chairs out. Personally, I actually go like this. I just sort of recline. I sit back and to watch TV, but also just love in the morning or the evening sitting out through all these nice big windows and looking at it, whatever the scenery is, the ocean, wherever we're parked.
It is a gorgeous view you have out of these windows, and it is a gorgeous RV that you guys selected.
Well, thank you.
Love it so much. Let's head outside and wrap up the show. John, thank you so much for coming on this episode of 6 Things I Love About My RV. As I've mentioned, you have an epic month-long road trip coming up to Utah and Colorado. What's one place you're really excited to visit, or one campground you're excited to visit?
Well, it's actually 2. One is in Utah. It's actually Dead Horse Point State Park, because looks like you overlook down into the Colorado River, and it has the beautiful rock formations. The other one will actually be somewhat similar. It's back in Colorado. It's Gunnison State Park, which is Colorado's answer to the Grand Canyon.
I know that is going to be an amazing, amazing trip. If any of you out there want to find out more about RVing or find a dealer near you, head on over to GoRVing.com.